I hope you had an amazing day, and if you traded today, we're very successful. As always, I'm going to be going over the S&P 500 E-mini futures for today, Thursday, July 10th. Sorry for missing yesterday. I just didn't have time to get the video. I was very busy yesterday afternoon, and right when I finished trading, I had to get a bunch of stuff done. Very interesting day today. Some good stuff to go over. Before I get started, huge shout out to Al Brooks. His course will be down below, and a huge shout out to my mentor, Troy H. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be trading. Before I get started, I had a difficult day trading as well, where I didn't really understand a lot of the stuff that happened in the market. Probably another reason why I didn't quite post a video because wasn't really sure what to explain to you guys. I understood the general basis of it, but there was just some certain things that were a little confusing to me. So I had to really step back and look through and look over my trading strategy and a lot of the systems and things that I was doing while I was trading, looking at my losing trades, journaling a lot. And I kept on coming back to that I had an issue with some risk management. So I kind of broke down last night, this morning, early, and kind of completely redid my risk management in my system, in my trading strategy. So I was going to go over that a little bit today. I was kind of just testing the waters, and I actually had better risk management than I was even thinking. That ended up having me kind of end up being break even on the day when I should have made at least 20 points, which I'll go over. But I have a new risk management system where I'm having pretty short stop losses, enough breathing room where I can stay in a trade for a decent amount of time. But it's kind of a process where right when my hypothesis fails on a trade, I can get out. And if somehow something goes completely crooked, just very quickly, like yesterday, start of the day, perfect 4-bar microchannel with every strength factor you can think of, strong IBS on every bar, and then ends up dumping, that I could get out for a very small loss and keep on trading without, having a massive, like 20 to 30 point loss. I'm trying to keep it into the range where I can only lose about 10 to 12 points a day. So I'm only risking 5 to 6 points per trade. And then if I have 2 losing trades in a row, I'm done for the day. So if you guys want me to go into the actual process that I'm talking about and this new strategy that I'm creating just based on risk, I'm still doing the same breakout follow through, price action. I did a couple channel trades today. Same normal trades that I've been taking, just a little bit more and better risk to reward ratios. But I'm just going to get into today. So today started off with a couple pushes down for the Bears. 2 pushes down, not any super great bars. It was too early for me. Definitely in this new system and with amount of risk. I thought about selling 3 on the pullback, but if it would have maybe pushed and then pulled back underneath the EMA, I would have maybe sold and been able to make 5 to 10 points there. But the first trade that I got into was after these 2 pushes down. We get 2 really good bull bars to the upside. 8 has perfect IBS closing on its high, 10 with a massive micro gap closing near its high, breaking above the EMA. So at this point, I thought this was 2 pushes down, kind of fighting against a very large bull channel from yesterday. And this is maybe breaking out of the channel, and this is going to retest it. So with my new risk reward ratio, I bought the close or near, I think right at the EMA of 10, and I was only risking I think about 2 points. So $100. I think I had my stop loss down here. I think to start I had it kind of at the bottom at 5 points, but I ended up moving it up. And of course we get a great breakthrough. Unfortunately, 11 was a very strong big B bar down. I didn't like the momentum in trading against these early 2 pushes. I thought maybe this was a deep pullback and they were going to get a third and final push. So I sold, making 1 point at the close of 11. Of course, you get a pullback failure on 12. If I would have kept my stop loss at the 5-point limit I was talking about earlier, I would have been able to miss that. And then you get that second huge push up. And originally, my take profit was at the pre-market high. It's where I thought that this was going to try to push to, and it does exactly that. So kind of a missed opportunity, but cool to see with this new risk system that I'm running that I would have hit very easily. I would have been able to make a quick 10 points this morning. Then it kind of creates a bull channel once you get into, bar 22 to 24. So now you just kind of know this is a very uh, pretty broad bull channel going up. I drew this bull channel line, and then it breaks the bull channel. And as I say a lot of times, that 75% of breakouts will return to the channel line within 5 bars. And this is a pretty good breakout to the downside. Some strong IBS bars, a good microgap for the bears. But once again, thinking very risk adversely, I thought that this was a very low risk to take here. 34, you get this pullback. It kind of looks like a pullback for the bears, but it's the first time breaking this channel. There's a high probability that's going to try to return to the channel line at some point. So I actually bought the close of 34 once it didn't close below the EMA, thinking that this was going to have rejection and try to return to the channel line. I was just thinking just to try to scalp up to the top of the channel line for 5 points, nothing too crazy. And as you guys can see, my risk on it was only 2.5 points. So super, super low risk, 2-to-1 risk reward ratio for this trade, which I was happy with. And it ended up working out again, but again, I got a little scared away. I moved my stop loss up to 0 after bar 37 happened. Worried that maybe this was going to try to break back through the EMA, and I got stop loss on the very last tick of 38, unfortunately. So this was a break-even trade. And then clearly on 39, my hypothesis becomes correct. It breaks to the top of this channel, and I could have scalped 5 points. And if you wanted to stay in this for a while, you could have made over 15 points if you thought this was just returning to the channel and continue to channel up. As you can see, after it breaks back up, it kind of creates a new channel that I drew out here. And at this point, you can see on the 15-minute time frame, you have a lot of bull bars from yesterday. But just thinking about today, you have 1 pullback, 2 pullback, 3 pushes up. It seems like it's getting pretty exhausted at the top of this channel. Kind of really starts going sideways. It gets a good push through, and I was finally ready to have a low risk sell at this moment when I saw the good opportunity. So once I saw these 3 pars down, 62, if it would have closed white or a little bit more of a pullback with good IBS to the upside, I probably would have stayed away from this. But then after 63, I thought, this is a lot of exhaustion. There's a lot of micro gaps throughout the day that probably need to get filled. The market's probably going to try to collapse at some point. The bulls have been controlling the whole entire day. The bears need kind of an end of the day rally to be able to do anything. So I actually sold the close of 63 once again with a very tight stop loss. I think I had this one at about 4 or 5 points, kind of near the top of the range. Definitely a riskier trade, but I thought that it looked pretty good. 64, 65 happened. 65 was kind of a bar for me that I knew that maybe my hypothesis had failed. And then the key giveaway for me was 67. And I should have gone out just break even or up maybe 0.25 of a point on 67, closes above the EMA. And then 68 happened. So at this point, I was just trying to look to get out break even on the day. So I got out on 69, down a point, and then I was break even on the day. And if I would have just kept my stop loss at 5 points, been willing to take a little bit more of that risk, stick to my actual risk, my risk hypothesis and new strategy and risk, my new risk strategy, my new risk formula that I kind of was testing today. If I would have just stuck to 5 points up here, it would have dumped down, and I would have hit my 5 point profit, closing some of these micro gaps on the screen line. And if I would have been able to stay in, it could have been able to make another 10 points. So should have been at least a 20-point day for me, but I'm not upset about it. I was kind of testing the waters on my new risk formula, having very low risk to high reward trades where I can't take any very big losses. So yeah, that was kind of my hypothesis on the day. As always, shout out to Troy H. and Al Brooks. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll be back again with a video tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.